what is the best ever mixed 4x1 that we see on paper? For me, I want to say that it would be the rocket start from Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, handing off to Asafa Powell, handing off to Elaine Thompson-Herah, handing off to the likes of the Usain Bolt. That's the greatest 4x1, mixed 4x1 in history, in my book. What's yours? Drop your comment down below. Welcome back to another video. The World Relays 2025 is almost on its way. It's just a day away, and the enthusiasm is real. I believe that the Jamaica team with the star-studded team, and I don't think Jamaica team is performing at that level that one would say, all right, they're going out there to just destroy. But the fact that we have the Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, the Shericka Thompson, the Shericka Jackson, these are athletes everybody wanted to see in 2024. And 2025, we're getting a glimpse of these athletes very early at a big event, the World Relay. And these athletes can qualify for the World Championship and other major event by just winning at the World Relays, right? Now, at age 38, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is still sparking the kind of interest that she was able to spark since 2008. It's almost 20 years. Actually, more than 20 years. Well, I guess about 20 years. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce going out there alongside Shericka Jackson and Shelly-Ann Thompson. And guess what? Even Yohan Blake is sparking some kind of interest. Some people might think that Yohan Blake is way beyond his time, and sometimes he look exactly like he's way beyond his time. But this is a relay. You put together some good baton changes, you put together some fast times, and you know what? You could get a lot out of it. You could get a world record from a regular team if the baton get around efficiently, right? Now, Shelly-Ann Thompson had been turning heads. He started out with a 9.99 in his first race, and a lot of people still believe that Shelly-Ann Thompson have a lot left, you know. Like when you think about Noah Lyles had been hyping up his greatness, but with Shelly-Ann Thompson, the world had been looking forward to him being great, you know, like Leslie Tobogo and a lot of other teams. You know, there are some great athletes out there, the likes of right now Kenny Benarick, right, the Julian Alfred. There are some great athletes that we may not get the opportunity to see on a good relay team. You know, what would it be like to see Julian Alfred representing on a good relay team? It would be very interesting. You know, the mixed relay is calling on the best from a country, but what if the mixed relay could have called on the best from a popularity contest? You know, the world get to choose a relay team. That would have been so interesting, you know what I mean? Like really interesting, because I would love to see Julian Alfred representing on a relay right about now. You know, it would be really good. But Jamaica don't necessarily have the best team out there, the best men relay team out there, and I don't think that, and I don't know that they have the best female team either. It could be that the US have a better female team than the Jamaica team. Now, the overall women that could run in the 4x1 or even the mixed 4x1 would be Natasha Berger, the Turbo Twins, you know, Tia and Tina Clayton, Serena Cole, these are the Edwin Allen trio, Shericka Jackson, Natasha Morrison, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Alana Reid and Crystal Slowly. This is the future of track and field. Somehow, I wonder why Breonna Taylor never got Breonna Williams. I wonder why Breonna Williams is under the radar to the extent where she is. Somehow, she seems like she would be a good relay athlete. Even if she cannot make the team, somehow, she seemed like she would be a good relay athlete, because she had been a part of some winning teams. You know, on the men's side, we have the Yohan Blake, Julian Ford, Rashid Foster, Brian Lavelle, Javari Thomas, you know, the Shelly-Ann Thompson, the Rowan Watson. There, the list had Akeem Blake, but Akeem Blake picked up an injury in the 200 meter at the second Grand Slam. You know, he ran pretty well in the 100 meters, but he picked up an injury in the 200 meter. You know, that's pretty sad, because Jamaica really was putting a good race out there. I think Akeem Blake might have made the team over a Yohan Blake for the mixed relays, but it would have boosted the chances for Jamaica in that mixed relay. For the 400 meters and the 4x4 or the 4x4 mixed relays, Shauna K. Anderson, Kellyanne Beckford, Ranisha McGregor, Cheyenne Salmon, Rhonda White, Jodine Williams, Stacey-Ann Williams. These are the women who could represent in the 4x4 or the mixed 4x4. Zarian Barnes, Javier Brown, Demar Francis, Makil James King or Malik James King, Delano Kennedy, Rashid McDonald, and Therese Roden. I am not familiar with a lot of these athletes. I don't know what their accolades are. I don't know what to expect from them going forward, but I can only hope for the best. To be very honest with you, it's the Jamaica flag. If the Jamaicans are out there running, we're hoping for the best. And if you don't know one thing about Jamaica, they will surprise you. They will surprise you with a very good time, and they will surprise you beating the best, showing that they're actually the best. But with the Kenny Benerick clocking some amazing time at the infamous Miramar track, the track that is not really recognized as a real track anymore because of the wind and time. A lot of people are running some excellent time, but I wonder if there's a little hurricane behind them. A lot of people believe that it's due to the hurricane behind the athletes that would push them to the extent where they are. How do you feel the 100 meter, the 4x1 men will look like? Which athletes will be represented in the mix in the 4x1 men? That's a very good question, I think, because Akeem Blake is no longer there. We have the Johan Blake, Julian Ford, Rashid Foster, Brian Lavelle, Javari Thomas, Kishane Thompson, Rowan Watson. Naturally, Kishane Thompson would be making it. I want to think that Julian Ford would be even the second behind Kishane Thompson in terms of speed. Brian Lavelle, he made a name for himself several times. The times that he had been running, we could see him, unless it's not a good relay runner. And we have seen a lot of those training clips with Kishane Thompson accepting that baton from the curb champion in Johan Blake. You remember that kind of emotion that he stirred up. He stirred up. Talking about relays, Michael Johnson chose the best relay team of all time, and he said it was the 2003 world record 4x4 relay team that he was a part of. What say you? What do you think is the best relay team? Do you believe that the Jamaica 2012 team was among the best relay teams? With that race where based on the challenge that they had peak US athletes and peak Jamaican athletes. Even without the likes of Asafa Powell, it was such an epic race. For some people, they would think that it was the 2012 4x1 relay team, but Michael Johnson believe it is his relay 2004 or 2003 record-breaking 4x4 relays. In your mind, tell me right now, drop your comments down below. I want to hear from you guys. If you should go back to the greatest 4x1 mixed relay team, just on paper, going off the history of the world, and you're choosing the best 4x1 team, the 4x100 team out of all the world, who or where do you think that team would come from? We're really are talking about the best 4 athletes in the world, the best 4 athletes mixed between, so we'll only get to choose 2 men, 2 women. Dangerous question. What is the best ever mixed 4x1 that we see on paper? For me, I want to say that it would be the rocket start from Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, handing off to Asafa Powell, handing off to Elaine Thompson-Herah, handing off to the likes of the Usain Bolt. That's the greatest 4x1 mixed 4x1 in history, in my book. What's yours? Drop your comment down below and let me know what you think. Great narrative. Like and share and subscribe.